Hi, today I will discuss how to use Oracle Application Express from the beginning. So to begin with, let us create table using SQL commands in Oracle Apex. So we have here the creating table statements. So here is the basic syntax in creating table. So type the word create space table, then provide your schema, but that is optional, and your table's name, followed by your column's name, the data type for each column. We also need to indicate the column size of each column. And integrity constraints can also be set, but that is optional. It means that is not required. We can also set default values. So you can see here. So that is optional. It means that is not required. Okay, so we have example. So we have example here, create table depth, where depth is your table's name. Then I have 3 column names given. Depth number is your first column name with the data type number, and column width 2. It means that on this column, you can only enter numbers with a maximum of 2 characters. The second column is the name. Data type is varchar2, column size 14. It means that a varchar2 is a data type that stores variable strings. Third column is your create date. Data type is date. So you set the default value of this column. The default value is your system date. So take note that for every column, it should be separated by comma. So you can see comma. And every SQL statement should end with a semicolon. Okay? So let us now type this example in Oracle Apex. So okay, to begin using Oracle Application Express on your internet browser, type iacademy.oracle.com to go to sign in page. Okay, so you have now the signing page. So type your workspace name here, type your username, and then type your password. Then click signing in. Okay, so you have here options, the Oracle components. So we will use the SQL workshop. So double click now SQL workshop. Okay, so under the SQL workshop, we also have components of SQL workshop. Since we will use SQL commands, so double click SQL commands. Okay, so you are now ready to type your SQL statements. So let us type the example, creating table. So create table. Our table's name is depth. Press enter key to go to the next slide. Open parenthesis, that is required. So depth number is your first column name. The data type is number with column width 2. Then Each column should be separated by comma. So type comma, press enter key again. The next column name is dname. Data type is varchar 2 with column size 14. So press comma again to go to the next column. Then your last column is create date. Data type is date. So we will set the default value for this column, which is the system date of your computer. So enclose with parentheses and end with a semicolon. So take note that for every SQL statement, it should be ends with semicolon. So if you are through typing this, so click now run button here to execute your commands. Okay, so let us wait. So as you can see on the result window, so you have here table created. Okay, so how will you check if your table is created successfully? So let us now show or display the table created. So to display the create table, so type describe, then type your table's name, which is depth. Since this is a SQL statement, so it should end with semicolon. So you can also type this if you want. It means this is a shortcut for command describe. Okay, so this is also acceptable. But for the meantime, let us use describe. Describe space, table's name, semicolon. Okay, to run this statement, do not include this. So highlight first your statement to be run, then click your run button here. Okay, so on your result window, so we can move this, we can resize the window by dragging the line between, so drag it upward. So this is now your table structure that we have created. So your table name is depth. We have three columns. So here are the data types, the width, okay, and the default value, which is the system date on the third column. Okay. Okay, since we are created table successfully, we are now ready to enter records on your table. So how will you enter records? So to enter records, we will use the insert statement. So let me show you what the syntax in inserting records. Okay, this is the insert statement syntax. So we will use this statement to enter records on your table. So it add rows to a table by using the insert statement. So the syntax is insert space into, type your table's name, and then as you can see for the columns name, this is optional because of this symbol bracket. If it is enclosed with a bracket, it means that is optional. But if your expression is enclosed in parentheses, it means that is required. Okay? Column names are optional. So it's up to you if you want to type or not. But if you want to enter records on all columns on your table, do not include anymore your column. Then type values. Then provide now the value of each column. Okay, close with parenthesis, end with a semicolon. Okay, so let us now apply this. Okay, so let's go back to our Oracle Apex. So we are now ready to insert records. So let us use insert statement. So type insert into, type the table's name, which is depth. This is our table's name, depth. Okay, next line, type values. Okay, open parenthesis. So we'll provide values on each column on your table. So we'll provide data for table number, that it should be number only, maximum of 2 characters. Okay, so say example 50. Next, comma, value for your second column, which is department name. So take note that the data type is varchar. That's why we need to type quote, single quote here. If your data type is varchar, so you need to type single quote. Okay, so then the value of the department name, for example, marketing. So close with single quote. Type comma again for the next column, that is create date. Since the create date is system date, so we can type sys date. For date, you don't need to indicate single quote. Okay, so only for string. Then close parenthesis, ends with semicolon. Okay, so let us check. So since you have 3 columns, you should have also 3 values here. Okay, so select your insert statement or highlight, then click run. So you can see on your result window, 1 row inserted. So it means we successfully inserted the records. Okay, so how will you check records? Okay, so we have select statement. So select asterisk means all. So we'll select all data from what table? From depth table, end with semicolon. So select means to display. Display, asterisk means all. This is a wild character that represents all. Display all records from department table. Okay, so highlight your statement, click run. So you can see on your result window, we have here So depth number 50, department name marketing, create date, the date today. Okay? So to enter your second row, so you go back to your insert statement. So insert into depth, same value. So let us now change the value for each column. Say 60. And your department name is, say, finance. Finance department. And create date is the system date. So highlight again your insert statement. Then click run. One row inserted again. Okay, so let us check. You should have 2 rows already. So select your row, your select statement, and then click run again. So you can see you have now 2 records on your table. Okay, so that's it. See you on the next video.